Bam.
Bam. Bam. Bam.
So after months of begging, I am back in Studio with Jazz Jones, Jason Victor Jones, Tango Niner 7. You're back. Jivj. So, we did, for those of you who don't know, we did a TV show back in 93 called King Me. And it was a 13-episode sitcom for public access. It was the most work I'd certainly ever done in my life.
Definitely me too.
It was the biggest project I'd ever tackled. And even at that age, I'd tackled, some. But man, was it fun. So I wanted to talk about some of the crazy stuff we did.
Well, remember at first, we were making endings, and they were just, normal plain endings, and we're typing stuff up, and then I don't know what happened that sparked
I can tell you what happened.
Okay.
So what happened was, when I wrote the episodes, I had no idea how long they would be. I didn't know how to space things out, how to time things, and we had 30 minutes to fill, and we were expected to fill it.
Yes.
And we didn't always fill it, but so the episodes, some of the later ones started being 14 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which, if you're trying to fill 22 minutes, isn't bad, but we had to fill 30. And so we started requesting letters. And so at first, the end would be just hey guys, thanks, and tell your friends about us, and then we would, hey, ask for letters, and then we'd make these closing credits that were 8 minutes long.
Yeah, or we'd throw in, remember we recorded a couple commercials so we could add on that we did too. So.
Oh my God, the fake commercials. Oh. I'm going to have to find those and post those.
I think one of them has a bunch of the commercials on it, on those
Crack
VHS
candy corn
tapes that I brought. Yes.
Crack candy corn, not even once. Kosher coffee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think your dog has a drinking problem, think
again.
Oh, God. The Help Center.
That's right. All Things Franche with the Jester.
Oh, man. I'd forgotten about some of them. And then even some of my old commercials I'd made in the past, my last year of high school, we were required to make commercials. So we put in Wang's Taekwondo.
Oh, and the Pepsi commercial.
Yes, and we even added the Last Stand, my whole thing that I did for my project because
we had it was 6 minutes long and we got time to fill.
Yep, we needed to fill time, so
that was fun. So what happened is towards the later ones we would do these end of show segments, which became more popular than the show itself.
Yeah,
because so we'd read letters and we'd joke around, and it was mostly me and I don't know if I should reference who played the Jester, because anyway, but me and the co-star, and of course Jason interjecting and making all kinds of silliness.
Right.
So we would a fun story. One week we decided, you know what? Let's, instead of responding to the letters here, let's go and do it remotely. Let's do a remote somewhere. So, where should we go? What's a good place? Is there anywhere by your house that we could do?
Yeah, I think we did. The first one we did was just driving around in the car.
Oh, that's right. But the one I was thinking of was when we decided to go to Taco Bell.
Yes.
So we'll just do it in the parking lot of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So we get out and we get all set up.
And we were hungry anyways. I think it was the end of us doing our shoot, our editing, and we were like, let's go get Taco Bell. Hey, why don't we do,
Yeah, we've got to finish this scene.
Yeah.
And so we pretty much tithed to them anyway. I mean, it was probably 10% of our income that went to Taco Bell.
At 19 years old?
Oh, please.
Yeah.
And so Jason comes up with this idea. You know what would be fun is if right before we start this segment, I drive my car in really fast and crank on the e-brake and be a smartass. And we're like, I'm 19. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We just go into a public parking lot.
Full of people,
just yank on the e-brake, do a nice little spin in the parking lot, and get out and start talking about the ending credits. It's,
It's totally normal.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if it was me or Jason or Jared, the co-star or who it was that held the camera, but we're pointing at the entrance. Jason comes flying in. I mean, the car sparks coming into the parking lot, and he comes up and he cranks on the e-brake, goes sliding around, and then parks it in the spot. Cut. So he,
I think we did a couple takes. Wasn't
I don't think we did. I think it was just the one.
Just the one? Okay.
It was perfect.
Oh, well, let's do it.
It might have been more than one, but at any rate, so Jason takes over camera duty, And we crack out our letter, and we're like, yeah, so this week we've got a letter here from, I forget her name.
Sasha.
Yeah. With these two girls that just kept writing to us and writing to us. It was very fun. And so today we'd call those stalkers, but...
Yeah, but when women are stalking, it's called foreplay.
It really is.
Right.
So we're in the middle of the video. We're in the middle of responding when the manager of Taco Bell comes out in an absolute fit of rage. Furious. Hey, you come in here driving like that in my parking lot. What's wrong with you? You could have killed somebody. Are you crazy?
It's what I would say now. If I was a manager at a Taco Bell at 41 and I saw some kids come flying in and pitching their e-brake and peeling out and then going right into a parking spot, even if I was 25, I'd be like, oh, that was pretty impressive. But at 41 now, you think completely different.
Yeah. It's insanity because, it's all about age. To us, it was just like the funniest thing ever. He did not see it that way. And of course, we kept rolling the whole time. So we got the whole thing on camera.
Well, either you or Jeremy were on camera.
We were on camera when he came out behind us.
Right. Yelling and screaming, hey. Then he came up, and I remember I just kind of sat there and was like, okay, yes, sir. Sorry. You know?
Very respectful.
And then I think there was a snicker on on the camera, whoever had it in their hands. So.
And so we go back to recording, and then like a few minutes later, you see him come back out through the back door, and he's looking around, he's looking at us. And this is before, internet jackassery days. It's not like now they'd be like, oh, you're making this for YouTube. There was no
he had
YouTube.
no idea. And like we'd have that camera, we'd be out somewhere, and people didn't even realize we were filming something half the time because it's just not something you would look at. It's not like now where everybody can just kind of even walk around with their phone so nobody kind of knows that you're recording. People just didn't pay attention to that. They didn't expect a kid to have a camera this big. I mean, before that, they were over the shoulder. And
right.
Of course, by the time we had a camera, it was only, the size of a shoebox. So.
Yeah. And, it was, and this is also, we were jackasses before Jackass. Before even Bam did CKY.
Yeah.
We were pretty nutso.
Yes.
There was another great one in the closing segment. You'd just gotten the video toaster, and you were doing, there's a bunch of different... what do you call those? Wipes. Dissolves.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it came with a bunch of just goofy stuff. Things you would never use. Star Wipe and all that.
Oh, yeah. They were over the top. But
one of them was a handicap symbol.
It went across the screen.
A wheelchair accessible symbol. And so Jeremy's reading the letter, and Jason's just constantly doing these funny things on screen. And I'm trying to react to them. And it was just pretty damn silly. The technology was ahead of us. It was great.
Jeremy had no idea, too. And it was an overuse of an excessive, unnecessary technology. Kind of like, the early 2000s when they got all the digital buttons, at the radio stations, and they push that stuff and go back and
Dingo
forth.
And the Baby.
Yeah.
Ruff.
Yeah, exactly. It was Dingo and the Baby, but it was a video version of it. So we're just pushing those buttons like crazy.
Oh,
and I don't think you had ever seen the handicap one. And
I don't
there was the lady that was going up and
the
down,
sexy lady dancing. I forgot about her.
And then...
Oh, my gosh.
I think I pushed and started that one across. Jeremy was still looking down, and then you saw this handicap thing, and for some reason you were just
I was dying.
In hysterics.
And then the best part is I decide I'm gonna react because it goes, I can see it on the monitor, it goes left to right. So he does it and I react left to right. Well, no. On the monitor, in real life, it's right to, so I watch it go across the wrong way. Oh man, if it was funny,
hilarious.
If it was enough to crack me up just normally, doing it completely wrong live was, and he's, and I will never forget, he goes, would you kindly knock it off? Something like that. Obviously, I do forget, but good times.
Hopefully, we can find that. A lot of the videos or tapes or something might be lost, and I have another box somewhere of the raw footage off the high 8 tapes.
Oh my gosh!
And I would love to find. I know there's a shoebox with a bunch of those in there, and I have a camcorder. It's a high 8 that was given to me by my father after he passed. It still works. It's barely been used.
So you could remaster it from the original footage.
Digital remaster in 5.1. I got to find some of my old old movies too. Like the original
honestly,
Don't Call Me Beaner.
It wouldn't even be that hard because it's not like we ran separate audio. It's not like we ran 2 cameras. It would be kind of fun.
And then Pedro's Christmas special. And I found the soundtrack on record that I had made into a cassette tape that I recorded in the background of Pedro's Christmas special, which was a Christmas mariachi band.
Oh,
it was on an LP. One of the songs, we would wake up my parents every Christmas morning at like 6 in the morning, go throw that record on, crank it up, and then that would wake them up and get them out with their cup of coffee to get the ball rolling. Now I can see the opposite of being in their shoes, going, Christmas morning, I just want to sleep in. That's not going to happen. Grab your cup of coffee and go from there. But
so my mom, when we were kids, she valued hard work. And to her, hard work meant doggedly clinging to traditions that don't always apply. So if you're up until 3 in the morning working on your final on a Saturday, she's still getting you up at 7 on a Sunday. Right. So she would, they would do all kinds of things. They would vacuum and bang the vacuum into your bedroom door.
Oh, yeah.
Because
passive aggressiveness, like you would not believe. That's Northwest parenting to a T.
They would send my niece in to annoy me awake, knowing that I can't, negatively react to a small child.
Oh, yeah, which is perfectly normal. Because
totally sane.
The night before of partying and playing all night, you think, if anything, you want to be like, you know what? If he is studying till 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe as a reward to encourage him to continue to do things like this that are productive, I'll let the bastard sleep in.
Nope. So,
and then you get handed the crappiest Luke Skywalker action figure in the world on Christmas morning.
So the fun thing was, late in my mom's life, there was a snowstorm coming in, and she said, you know what? It's the 23rd. It might snow tomorrow. If you guys want to be here, why don't you just bring the whole gang and spend the night? So you'll wake up on the 24th, the day we traditionally would celebrate, and we'll all be here. And I was like, great, you know what? I'll stop and pick up stuff to make breakfast. I'll grab eggs and bacon, whatever, sausage, and I'll make breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So the kids, of course, woke us up at the crack of dawn. So I was like...
Did they play a Christmas mariachi LP for you?
No. My kids were much too young. So what I did is I sent them to wake up Grandma. Get that bitch out of bed. And they came back and they're like, nope, she said it's too early. I said, no, go back. She must not know it's Christmas time. Go back and tell her it's Christmas. Wake her up. They came down. They were pissed. Well, my sister had also come. And so this became a very brief tradition. We did it one more year, and I woke her up again. And she's like, Brian, we don't have to get up this early. I'm like, well, it's a special time. We want to spend our time together, Mom. I made breakfast. Yeah. It's 7:15 in the morning on what is clearly a holiday when no one has any reason to be awake. And she didn't appreciate the irony of it.
Oh, sweet irony. So how many years was that between her doing that to you and you reprising that?
I'm going to say 15 or 20.
Okay.
It's revenge is a dish best served cold.
I was about to say, old Klingon proverb. Yes.
I think it sounds better in the original Klingon.
Yeah, and I'm not going to even try that.
Yeah.
I like Star Trek, but I will not recite stuff and dress up like a frickin' Klingon. That's why I would never go to a convention. I would just be dressed normal and take stuff in and think that's cool, but cosplay, no thanks.
Yeah.
That's the name they give it to it now. But,
yeah.
It's been going on a while, and more power to you. If you love to dress up besides Halloween and go to one of these looking like Spock with the ears on. More power to you.
I wear the Spock ears, but only to Star Wars movies.
Ooh, yeah.
It's fun with the,
with disapproving eyes.
With all the security, there was because theater shootings and all that. There was at the most recent Star Wars premiere, they had a rule designed to prevent, an active shooter situation, which was no helmets, no full face makeup. no hoods, no weapons, even fake ones.
Then what's the point? You don't even have a costume without any of those.
You're not even Yoda at that point.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So a question I had is, why'd you stop making videos? Why'd you stop making movies?
No, life got in the way at that point.
Yeah, I'd say that was it for me too.
Yeah. It's different when you're at home and
your bills are covered.
Your bills are covered. A lot of free time. But then parents at a certain point, want you out of the house. You're 19, get out. At that point, at 19, I was pretty much out of the house because that summer I moved out with my friend, and I came back for a while and then, went again. But then it was like, I'm being told you got to have a full-time job and you can't be doing this stuff. You got to pay your bills and everything else. So then that kind of happened. So
well, and you also had college in the way. Didn't you go to Bellevue?
Yeah.
And we did King Me over a summer. It was the summer after high school.
Yes.
And, I was working part-time, but I was able to get the time off I needed for shooting. I would write late at night. And it was, it would have been better if I didn't have a job, but that was, just not an option.
Yep.
And it was kind of crazy. I kept trying to do stuff. Someone and I tried a couple other shows after the fact. We made other Jackass type stuff where we would do pranks and stunts and stuff. And it was called Two Monkeys with a Camera. I actually have a tape of it somewhere that was given to me recently.
That's weird too, because we got done with a couple projects and everything, and then I think you started working somewhere and I started working in the glass industry, started working full time, got my place out in Bellevue, got my own apartment. Oh, of course, my mom had passed away and other things kind of got in the way from all that at one time, but we really lost contact pretty quickly. And it wasn't like we were even angry or anything at each other or nothing. It was just
just kind of different paths.
Life just kind of got in the way, and we kind of split off and was doing our own things. I think I made one little at Bellevue College. I made 2 little short films with some coworkers at my work, and then after that, I had been working less than part-time, but for 3 more hours of work, I was going to be getting benefits and making more money anyway. So
right. Well, and another problem becomes you run out of people to collaborate with who have the kind of time.
Right, and then school got in the way too. I'm working full-time and then doing school in the evening.
Exactly. And that was me through college too, is busy all day, busy all evening.
If I were to go back and could have stayed at home and kept working on films and trying, the technology wasn't there. You could probably do it now with the technology and actually get a channel and followers and everything on an amateur level. That back then, my next step was I was going to go to the UW, which I did for a little bit, and I ended up dropping out basically because I wasn't paying the bills and I couldn't get things paid, and life got in the way once again on that. And my dream had been to do that and then go to USC Film School. The problem was I talked to a couple people that went there now, and he said it's like winning the lotto. You're better off doing your side independent projects as a hobby if you really enjoy doing that, because what are you doing now? I said, I'm doing auto glass. He said, $120,000 later, because it's more expensive to go to USC Film School than it is to be a lawyer at that time. The tuition was insane. He said, you'll be doing auto glass in Southern California for the rest of your life if you come down here and do that. I would stay up in the Northwest. He said there's a lot of independent things. And I always had intentions of doing that. I enjoyed it, but then just so many other things got in the way in life. Long-term relationships with girls kind of takes a lot of your time in your 20s.
When did you switch over to girls?
I think it was right out of the womb.
Puberty.
I think. Yeah, I just decided, it was a choice.
Colbert made a joke about that once. He was talking to a gay rights activist who was a guest on his show who wasn't quite familiar with Stephen's shtick, and he said, And Steven made a comment about choosing to be gay. And he's like, well, do you choose to be straight? And he goes, yes. Every morning I get up and I look in the mirror and I say, Steven, you're going to stick with women today. Okay? Got it? The guy's like, okay, I get the jizzed now. So those are fun times. So I have a plan that I will talk about. I think, let's see how much time we got. I got 9 minutes left. I think we'll break there and talk about my upcoming project here after the break.